Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King, and in this episode, I wanted to talk a little bit about searching for bargains and dollar bins. My viewer Trey Payne suggested that I do a video on the best finds that I've ever gotten out of a dollar bin, and I think it's a great idea for a video because I'd love nothing more than going through back issue bins, dollar bins, flea markets, yard sales, finding those cool finds, the thrill of the hunt, even if it's not something I collect, just coming across a cool or rare or valuable comic that's been lost to the literal dustbins of history, and reclaiming that. So I spend a lot of time at shows and when I go to comic stores. That's exactly what I like to do. And so as a result, over the years, I've found quite a few really great things. And this is actually something that I've been doing right from the beginning. The very first time I ever went to a comic book store was in 1985, and I just wanted to get whatever I could get that was as old as possible. And down on the floor, they had this little box of comics for 25 cents each, and the comics that I pulled out of that box were the Atlas Amazing Adventures #6 and Flash number 137, with the first Silver Age appearance of Vandal Savage and the first Silver Age appearance of the Justice Society of America. So I got those the first time I was ever at a comic store for 25 cents each, and I was hooked. So over the years, I found a lot of really, really cool stuff. I actually made just a quick list to remind myself of some of the finds. These are actually almost more recent finds. There's a really cool shop. It's not too far from here. They have some really great bins of 50-cent books, and a couple things I found in there. I got a 9.4 copy of the Marvel Superheroes Summer Special #8 or whatever it's called, the first appearance of Squirrel Girl, which was great because I'm a huge Squirrel Girl fan. I also found a Betty and Veronica #320, the first appearance of Cheryl Blossom. That one had a big rip on the cover, but I still ended up, that was 50 cents. I ended up selling it for $50. There's a flea market, an indoor, one of those indoor mall flea markets, again, not too far from here. I go there every few months and see what new stuff they have there. And a couple different times I've gotten stuff there. I got a really low grade X-Men #99 for 50 cents at that place once. And then another time I got a bunch of really cool books, including an astonishing Tales #25 with the first appearance of Deathlock, and a Marvel Premiere #15, the first appearance of Iron Fist. That was in about a 6 or a 6.5. I paid $2 each for those. There's a local show that happens every few months. I was at that show, and out of the dollar bin there, I've got pulled a Marvel Premiere 47 and 48 with the first Scott Lang Ant-Man's. And another flea market nearby. An indoor flea market that I went to. At one point, I pulled an Alias #1, first Jessica Jones. Actually, it was just in a loose pile that was in a box, like a tub, like one of those plastic bins, just a bunch of loose comics. But somehow it was actually in pretty nice shape. So I got Alias #1. I also got a Knights of the Dinner Table #4 and 5. Out of that same box. I was at another indoor flea market. I got a Reed Fleming, The World's Toughest Milkman, first print #1. That was a couple dollars. I found Omaha the Cat Dancer #1. I pulled out of first print, pulled out of a dollar bin. Not once, but twice in the course of just a couple months. I found Batman Adventures #12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. Yes, I did that twice, just in the same fall. It was a few years ago. It had definitely broken out. It wasn't near as expensive as it is now, but it was a significant book already. One of them was $1 at a flea market. The other one was at a comic show, and the thing is, it wasn't even in the, you can understand how those things get lost in a 50-cent bin because people maybe don't look through it. Even other collectors maybe don't want to spend the time going through random books. This was actually in the section. The guy had a Batman Adventure section, and it was right there, #12. It was $2. But the same dealer actually had a dollar bin on the floor, and there was a Mad Love #1 in there. I ended up selling to someone both the Batman Adventures 12 and the Mad Love all together. And again, they're worth way more now than they were, 5 or 6 years ago when I did this. But at the time, it was a really cool deal. My local comic shop sometimes has a thing where they'll like try and get rid of a bunch of backstock for 10 cents each. They'll just bring out like dozens of long boxes, and it's 10 cents each if you buy enough. If you buy like 100 comics, it ends up being 10 cents each, or something like that, whatever. And the last time I was there, they were having this blowout on, I guess, stuff that they just hadn't sold in a while. I don't know exactly how they figured it out, but there was a whole box of Star Slayer, and I came away with probably 15 copies of Star Slayer #2, the first appearance of the Rocketeer, for 10 cents each. I also got 4 copies. No, it was actually, I think, 6 copies of Star Slayer #10, the first appearance of Grimjack, for 10 cents each. So yeah, I mean, lots of cool stuff. There was a yard sale I was at one time where the guy was selling everything for a quarter, and I got first 20 issues of Wonder Woman, the George Perez run. So #1, #7, #9, all 25 cents each. I got Batman Year One for 25 cents each. I got Suicide Squad numbers 1 to 15 for 25 cents each at that place, and a couple other things. I think there was a New Mutants Annual 2 with the first U.S. appearance of Psylocke. I was at an indoor antique shop one day, and they were having, someone was bringing their collection one box at a time, and so it was just, they wouldn't they wouldn't call me when they came in. I asked if they would set them aside. No, it was just if you happened to show up when they were there, you could get them. And the day I was there, when they happened to have just come in, the one day, every other day I missed it, but the one time I was there, I, out of the dollar box, I got a Preacher #1 for $1. So I mean, I've got a lot of great deals, but none of those are my best deals. So that's just some of the cool things I've gotten over the years. Most of those are in the last 10 years or so. Star Wars 42, the first regular comic book appearance of Boba Fett, I got for 50 cents at a flea market or something, or a 50-cent bin, I forget. But yeah, so pure dollar bin find, best thing I ever did. I'm going to drop some deep cut knowledge on you guys here. It's a comic that is extremely obscure and extremely rare and extremely valuable. And I happen to, luckily, I'm on the CGC forums, so I read a lot of stuff. I've learned so much there about all these little weird nooks in comic collecting, and so I knew about this comic. When I saw it, my face was just like, "Blah!" In a dollar bin at a comic shop again, I'm not going to name what comic shop it was, but it's a local store. It's probably, 30 less than 30 minutes from here, from where I live. I'm lucky that I've got probably 20 comic shops within an hour drive, so there's a lot of opportunity for this sort of thing. But here's one that I think, Metarog, I feel like I'm mentioning him in all my videos recently, but he's an expert on weird variants. And so Metarog, I hope you're watching this, because I know you're going to love this. What I found in the dollar bin, this comic show, was an Amazing Spider-Man 184 all detergent variant with the all detergent sticker on the front. Now, to explain what the heck I was just talking about, and I'm not an expert on this, but when around the time Amazing Spider-Man 184 came out, so I guess this was like 77 or something, they did this promotion where you could, if you bought like a bottle of all detergent, you could send in like a coupon to get a free copy of Amazing Spider-Man 184. Now, they also apparently, and this is a part I'm not clear on, had some that were actually at the stores, and some of them may have actually been like attached to the bottle, so they'd be like somehow wrapped in with the bottle, so you could buy the bottle and you'd get the comic there. The thing about this all detergent variant is that it's very rare, very rare. I'll get into that in a second. It seems to also be regional, and I'm lucky that the region I'm in, which is the Boston area, all these regional distribution comics for these weird variants, they all seem to have been distributed in my area. So that's great because I have run across all sorts of things, 30-cent variants, 35-cent variants, weird variants like the test variant that Justice League #3, with a Superman logo instead of the DC logo. I actually bought that at a 7-Eleven when it was new. I didn't even know it was a variant. But anyway, so this all detergent variant, the ones that were actually at the stores had a sticker on them saying with the all logo, and it said something like all detergent, complimentary free copy, whatever it says. I don't remember exactly. So the copy I found was very low grade. It was probably only a 2.5. There was actually almost like a tape pull, like it might have been stuck to the all detergent. So when it had come off, it had almost ripped a hole straight through the cover. So the cover was had a tape pull that was so deep that it was almost entire hole all the way through it. But it still had the sticker on it. And so even though it basically had a hole in the cover and was like a 2.5, it was still very valuable. Now, at the time that I found it, the copy I found was only the 7th known copy with the sticker on it. Since then, because this is 4 or 5 years ago, I think there's been 2 or 3 more copies that have been found with a sticker. My understanding is that there's probably 30 or 40 copies that are known without the sticker, and there's also a few weird versions people have found where the sticker's like on the wrong book and nobody's really sure where those come from. But the upshot is it's extremely rare. It's only known to a few people. You can tell it's the all detergent variant, even if it doesn't have the sticker, because I think there's no price on it at all. Otherwise, it looks like a regular copy of 184. But if you look at the price box, I'm gonna put up an image of it here so you'll be able to see. It's clearly different. And so as soon as I saw it, I knew what it was. So I bought it for $1, and I ended up trading it to someone on the CGC forums as part of a package for cash and trade. And so what I received in trade was Marvel Premiere #15, first appearance of Iron Fist. Hero for Hire #1, the first appearance of Luke Cage. Strange Tales #115. This is the classic, awesome origin of Doctor Strange. I received 2 other books, which I don't have here, and I'll show you why in a second. The other ones I got was Werewolf by Night #32, the first appearance of Moon Knight. I also received an Amazing Spider-Man 121, The Death of Gwen Stacy. I took those 2 books and I traded them to someone else for this CGC Restored 1.5. The restoration is just a small bit of glue. I mean, it's Golden Age. Copy of Boy Comics #10 with the classic Iron Jaw swastika war cover. Extremely hard book to find. So I got those 5 books. Again, first Iron Fist, first Luke Cage, first Moon Knight, Origin of Doctor Strange, Death of Gwen Stacy, and I also received $200 cash in exchange for my all detergent Amazing Spider-Man 184 variant that I paid $1 for out of the dollar bin. So there you have it. That's definitely, I mean, I know most people would be like 2 copies of Batman Adventures #12, but yes, all detergent is actually cooler than Harley Quinn. I will say that like those books have really exploded since then, so now they're probably worth more than the all detergent variant now. But and these are lower grade copies, so it's not like these are all 9.4s. They're not. They're low grade copies, but they're really exciting additions to my collection. So many cool key books. Yeah, so that was just a thrill to get that, and I love doing the dives and just finding that stuff, man. It's so much fun to find those cool books, and then if they're not things that I want in my collection, then I can trade them to other people, and I can sell them to other people, and then I can get cool books that I want, and then these books have been like rescued from oblivion and go to people who really want them. So it's sort of a win-win for everybody. And the dealer sells something that they were trying to get rid of. So it works. It's a deal for everybody. So anyway, that's it. So thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below, the cool deals that you found in dollar bins and stuff like that. I always love to hear that sort of thing. I can't wait for the pandemic to end so I can get back in and go to all these comic shows, go diving in these 50-cent bins, and I'll be doing videos about all that because I just love it so much. So thanks very much, and I'll see you next time.